Okay, so this is my review on the lovely speed dating events in NYC. I have only gone to one, but I will say on the front end that I am interested in trying out their different events. Now, how did I find out about lovely speed dating? So, do you know that saying that if it happens twice, then it's not a coincidence? Or I just watched The Trunk with Gong Yu, of course, and he says in the show that if it happens twice, then it's like divine providence. And so around that time that I heard that quote from Gong Yu, I was walking from work, and then I saw a flyer about this lovely speed dating event, and the flyer, like on a crosswalk post, it said "Not your mother's speed dating, luvvly speed dating," and it had like a QR code, and I was like, "Huh." I like read the whole thing, and I was like, "Interesting." And then on another day when I was walking out of Target, on a totally different street, I saw another flyer for lovely speed dating, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. So I scanned the QR code and then I checked it out, and then it was only around $25, 20 to $25. And I was like, oh, great, I could do that. And they let you choose between age brackets and then different locations all around New York. I chose Manhattan for the one that I went to, and I chose between ages 31 to 41, 30 to 40, something like that. And unfortunately, they do not have speed dating events where like it's like everybody of different genders and sexual orientations, aka my preferred way to mingle. Like, so this one was very like hetero, unfortunately, but I was like, let me just see what it's about. Let me, since this is the one coming up, let me just try. And so I did, and I signed up, and I got the instructions via email, and it was saying how, like, the morning of the event, I'll put the instructions here too. The morning of the event, you'll get a text. I got a text via Love Island. Um, and it will be like your virtual host for the night, and you'll send a like description of what you're wearing and fun fact about yourself. And like when you get to the venue, then everybody has like on their phones notifications about like who your first date is and your next date and so on and so forth. And there's also like little prompts to help guide your conversations if you need to. And then at the end of the night, you fill out this form. And if you liked one of your dates or some of your dates, you would indicate on the little form. And if they liked you back, then they would exchange your contact info. And so the morning of the event comes, actually leading up to the event. I was even working with my therapist, just like to not psych me out. What fun fact am I going to choose? Talking about how I know I'm already going to wear my keffiyeh and a mask because I need them to know on the front end that it's all about community care over here and the revolution. So that was check and check. I'll put my outfit here also. Loved my outfit, worked really hard that morning putting that together, and I loved how it came together. And that was the first time I like wore red lipstick in a long time also. So I haven't had that like first date butterflies and nerves feeling in such a long time. So that was fun too, because everybody deserves that. So the morning of, that little virtual host texts me. Mind you, it is a real person, but you're just in contact with them for the whole day. Virtually, you never see them. There's no like signs or tables or like event here. So it's not like it is not your typical speed dating event. I was getting nervous. I asked like how many dates are we going on, and they were like 6 to 7, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is exhausting, but also okay, let's get down to it. It got to the point where I couldn't drop out anymore, because if I did, I would have been charged a fee. And so there was no backing out now. So I'm very proud of myself for sticking to it, even though there was an opportunity to back out if I needed to. And if I did, it's okay. But I didn't. And I put myself out there, and that was the goal. And it was the goal just to have fun and get home safe. And I did. And what I've been working on with my therapist in general, my past few therapists actually, is just to get myself to remember that dating is fun, that meeting people is fun, that mingling is fun, that flirting is fun. And even if I don't fall in love or get swept away in one night, or through friends of our friends, or whatever the case may be, meet cute or not, that I am still full of and worthy of love. Okay, so the night begins. I am there. I am checked in. You check in through the app. And I worked so hard on trying to figure out what my fun fact would be. But, and it was going to be between how I keep a running video and written log of moments when characters say the name of the movie or show in the movie or show that I cosplay, my go-to fun fact in any icebreaker setting, and then or the fact that I just finished rewatching all seasons of Lost again. I think all of those are fun. I'll drop that at some point, use it somewhere. The work is not lost, but no pun intended. But when I got to the registration form and filling things out about like what I'm wearing and the fun fact stuff, the little example and like the where we enter it had like a character limit, and the example showed it to like a kind of like a listicle style. So I ended up putting LMSW, comma, actor, comma, singer, comma, dancer, comma, writer, comma, cosplayer. So I was like, you know what? There you go. Straightforward. Also, that's what we want now at 31. Straightforward, clear, letting them know who I am. Hopefully they let me know very clearly who they are as well. I'm the first one there, so I'm nervous. I order chicken tenders and fries and ginger ale. And the venue was cute and cozy, not too loud, but not too intimate. There were like regular patrons there too, and the food and the drink prices were great. So good to know that their event hosts are also mindful of that. We would get notifications on our phone like as people would check in, and I was so mine said like 1 out of 12 participants checked in. I was that one. And then so finally it was like, all participants are here. Your first date will start shortly. And then we get a notification. They're like, your name is blank, and they're wearing blank. And so it starts, and I'm having a great time. I'm having a laugh. What I liked about this first date, so I ended up liking my first and my fourth date. What I liked about the first date is that we ended up talking about, obviously we talk about like what we do for fun. These dates are only 8 to 10 minutes, but what I loved about this moment right off the jump was that of course, like somehow sports gets brought up, but he mentions that he loves to keep up with women's sports. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I show my phone lock screen, and it is our girl Ellie, big Ellie, not the little one. And so that was a fun little connection there. And then actually all of the dates were great. The second to last one, he was just a little quiet for me. And then the last one, so all of the dates were not white also. So that was great that it was like a diverse pool. But the last man was a white man, and he like went to the bathroom for like the first 3 minutes of our date, and he was like the most casually dressed. Also, I think he was like in like some like sports dry fit long sleeve, and he went to the bathroom for the first 2 to 3 minutes, and then so we only talked for like 5 to 7 minutes, which was whatever. And so by the end of the night, I indicated on the little form that I liked my first date and my fourth date. And then the next day, I got a text that was like, no matches this time. So they did not like me back, but it's fine. It's fine. I had a great time. I think I would go again and try a different age bracket, because there was someone who was like 10 years older than me ish, and I was like, maybe that's a little too old for me. So maybe trying a different age bracket, and then trying their more queer centered events, and which I really liked how in the feedback form they actually did have like a mention about that style that I mentioned in the beginning of this video of like, would you like to go to an event where it's like people of all genders and people of all like on the sexuality spectrum, and more like loosely structured. And I was like, yeah, that would be cool. So I would rate my whole entire lovely speed dating experience a solid 4 out of 5. So if you're thinking of trying this, if you see a flyer around New York City or your city, I believe they're in different cities, try it out. And I hope you have fun. I did like in passing like interact with a couple of the other girls, and they were gorgeous, and so I'm glad that it looked like they were having a good time too. So hopefully you will too if you're thinking of going. So I plan to go check out a singles event through the 222 app. Maybe you've heard of it or not, so stay tuned on my review on that. I'll keep you updated. Dating in the city as a 31-year-old plus size licensed master social worker and hardworking, struggling nonetheless artist out there. Okay, I will see you next time. All my love, Lee. Always and always. I'm Trisha Fuerte, and this is Fuerte Body.